What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, and we're returning to the 1985 album Crush. And the next track is Secret. It refers to some information, some perspective that is kept hidden from at least a select audience, meaning sometimes many people know a secret, but crucial other people do not. Sometimes a secret is held between only two people, and sometimes a secret is held by a single person. And yet there's also open secrets, which is to say something that more or less everybody knows, but which is not discussed because of maybe some taboo or some embarrassment by a person in a position of power. There can be other notions of secret where it's less about withholding information and more about the character of the holding of the information. So yes, ultimately it's a very descriptive word, and yet without any further context in the title, it's not clear in what situation it may be manifesting. I'll try to catch what I can. This is Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. The tune is Secret, and it's from their 1985 album Crush. always prefer to a rapid off the cliff fade. So yes, definitely again more in the catchy pop song side of their sonic spectrum. Yeah, so I remember people saying that the first track, So in Love, it's, not terribly different in its atmosphere, its feeling to a tune like If You Leave. This feels in a similar vein, and I'm now wondering if the entire album is sort of a concept album, because I thought in advance that, secrets, they do occur in the context of romantic love and relationships and unrequited love, where you haven't even articulated like your love to someone overtly, but you hold this crush for them and you sort of fantasize about what that could be, but you again keep it secret from their knowledge, perhaps out of fear that they'll reject you or they won't feel the same. And yes, this song feels like it is very much in that vein and fitting with the theme of the album title, and even though from a different angle, the romance, love-based concepts we heard about in the first song. So yes, I am very much wondering if it's a concept album. But yeah, it sounds like someone who really has strong feelings of love for another person, but it seems not actualized yet. He's talking about wanting to hold their hand and walk in the sun with them and walk in the sand and sort of enjoy these classic or quintessential experiences of being in a romantic relationship, but it sounds hypothetical, speculative, at best future, not present. So yeah, it's a song for someone who has a secret, but it also sounds like he's saying like he wants to get to a point when all his secrets, his emotional secrets, are known by this other person. Maybe even if I, wasn't hearing that correctly, they're already at that point where he's basically saying, and indeed, like, some of the lines sounded like we're talking about a secret that's not told, but then it was like, something that everybody knows, which sounds like an open secret, where he might be saying, like, look, you surely know by this point, like, I'm super into you, what do you think now that we're talking about it? So I feel like it's maybe a transitional period from when he was just looking from afar, or at least without making his intentions clear, and now he's crossing the threshold into indicating directly, putting his hopes and fears and indeed his secrets out on the table, and I suppose we'll see where it goes from here. But I love the sonic configuration. Again, it has that like emotional ballad type of feel with some very tasty electronic like synth keyboard lines. I like that little bleepy flourish, which was working in conjunction with that like ascending bass guitar type flourish, which I suppose that could be a drum machine like bass line, but it feels more like a like proper bass. Either way, there were some other synth elements in there, including like this very like string synth type of tension string, if you will, although it wasn't so much tension, but like angelic and pristine. I think there's a female voice in there. Again, I get it, like their normal members have a deeper voice and a higher voice, but it really felt like that was a female vocal, so I don't know if that was a guest vocalist or if I'm just mishearing it, but either way, yeah, a very catchy tune, a sweet tune, like thematically and sonically, and one that very much is in that, like, oh, you could totally hear this being a hit on, like, 80s synth pop radio. So, definitely a cool one, and as I said, seemingly perhaps being indicative of the fact that this will deal with romantic and emotional and loving crushes over the course of the record at large. So, we'll see about that, but let me know what you think of this, and I will see you next time. Peace.